Hey everyone, welcome back to the Perfect Storm Market Timing, Trading Book, and Trading Room service for all traders. In this video, I want to recap the week of 10-5 to 10-9 to show you some of the really great trading setups that we had all week long using our NinjaTrader Rainbow indicator. Those of you who saw the prior videos will recognize the 5 trade setups that we have for this particular indicator. I'm going to just briskly kind of go through the screenshots from last Monday through Friday to take a look at these trade setups and how they played out. We've upgraded this indicator to show our larger trend determination tool, and you can see at the bottom where we have the dark green and the bright green along with the gray ribbon. That is indicative of a bullish time period with likely new highs to continue to develop. And you can see from the time the WEX and the G4 were triggered here that we were basically in a bull run all the way to the close. So on this particular day, I marked out every trade setup that we had. You can see we have the 3 RG3 trades, which were entered at the blue vertical line, with the red vertical line being potential mechanical exit points. So trade 1 came in before 4 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Second trade came a little after 10. And then we have one at about 3:45 at the high of day, triggers into a short. We also have some WEX and GREX trades. We have a G4 trade, another GREX and a G4 trade here between 12 and 2. And then we have a G4 triggered in kind of the time period that we don't trade. We don't recommend trading between 1600 and about 1900 hours. We generally stay out of that area, but you can see a good G4 trade was triggered at that time. Moving into Tuesday, 10-6, I didn't show every possible trade just to avoid some clutter, but you can see that the RG3 trade at the blue lines again, 10 a.m. and right before the close at 1600, plus 15 on the first one, plus 40 on the second one. We also had an RG3 trade triggered early in the morning. The market doesn't have too much volatility at that point, so there wasn't much movement on those trades. We had a G4 triggering along, took some heat, but then it finally moved out after 6:30 a.m. A couple of more G4s marked out here by the vertical black lines. Again, nice day on Tuesday as well. Wednesday, October 7th, similar scenarios. We have the RG3 and the G4 early in the morning, 4 a.m., 6 a.m. We have the RG3 trade triggers at a little bit after 10 o'clock. That was a good mover. That was about 35 points there, up to mechanical exit number 4. We had 2 G4 trades trigger in there, and an RG3 trade trigger that only went about 5 points, but that was, again, right before the close. Going into Thursday, October 8th, we have the RG3 trade triggers here, took some heat before it moved out. Then we have an R4 and a G4 trade signified by the red vertical lines. The blue arrows point to the entry bar. Both of those set up good shorts. We have a G4 trade about 1400 hours marked by the green vertical line, and then we have another one triggered in our no trade zone that only went about 3 points. Just showing it just to show the trigger, but that's a point in time where we do not take that trade. And the last Ninja chart for this week, October 9th, Friday, very similar. We've got the R4 trade in the morning highlighted by the black line here, black vertical line. The red arrow in the note points to that entry at that early morning high. right after the open. And we have a nice RG3 trade triggers. That one went big. We triggered in at about 34.50. That ran pretty much straight up to about 34.74. That's a nice 24-point move right there on the RG3. We took a little bit of heat coming back at us as the double bottom retested the low formed before it took off. But again, really great trade, and we get 3 or 4 of these every week, and that type of trade will just make your week. Then I'm not showing every trade on this chart, but we're taking a look at some of the more important setups. We have 2 G4s triggering here by the red vertical line here is the mechanical exit from the RG3. That G4 trade triggered right at the high of day at a little bit after 12 o'clock, 12 p.m. That triggered down into about a 10-point move there. We get another one at 1400. That one, another 10-point move there. So really good way to close out Friday. There are other trade setups on this chart that aren't marked. If you've watched the prior videos, you can probably take a look at this chart and figure out where those trades were on your own. So that's going to do it for this week's video. Next week, I'll be back and we'll highlight the Excel tool. We'll take a look at the blue line tool to find a couple of the intra-week swings, which mark out nice trends that usually last from 4 hours up to maybe a day and a half, 2 days. So next week we'll be back and we'll take a look at those. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.